from your local election headquarters. The only locally produced political talk show discussing the issues that matter to you. This is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
And thanks for being here for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. I'm Victor Sotelo. Right now, let's get straight to the political headlines from across the nation, state, and the big country. The House Senate Conference Committee begins hashing out a compromised farm bill, and nobody in Washington is very optimistic about working out their differences. KTAB's Washington Bureau correspondent Anna Warnicki reports there is a lot to accomplish in the next 3 weeks.
Let's not pretend that we're not in a bad spot right now in agriculture.
North Dakota Democratic Senator Heidi Heitkamp says America's farmers are in crisis.
We hear all about this great economy. Guess where it isn't? It isn't in farm country.
Heitkamp says it's up to the 56 lawmakers on the Farm Bill Conference Committee to change that.
They need to know that this body can deliver certainty and a farm bill on time.
The committee members have until the end of the month to iron out their differences and produce a final farm bill that includes everything from crop insurance to rural broadband. North Dakota Republican Senator John Hoeven says he's ready to compromise to meet the September 30th deadline.
The House passed a good product, the Senate passed a good product. I think we actually can combine these two bills and get a better product.
But not everyone on the committee is willing to budge. Massachusetts Democratic Congressman Jim McGovern says he won't support a bill that includes work requirements for food stamp recipients.
What the House did is a rotten deal for poor people, and it would make hunger worse.
The House bill says Americans between 18 and 59 years old who are able to work must do so in order to qualify for the SNAP food stamp program. Texas Republican Congressman Jody Arrington says the goal is to get people out of the welfare system altogether.
We're not talking about vulnerable people. We're not talking about the aged. We're talking about people who are work capable.
Conferees only have a few weeks to work out their differences before the current bill expires on September 30th. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
All right, thank you, Anna. That obviously means a great deal to a lot of farmers and ranchers across the big country and, of course, the businesses that they work with. Back here in Abilene, the craft brewing industry in Abilene could be facing some major changes. KTAB's Jessica Rank has the details.
27.5 pounds.
It's very hot back here. Be careful.
Jeff Bell owns and operates Pappy Slocum Brewery on South Treadaway Boulevard, known to most locals as an industrial part of town.
Being stuck over in a place where people would not look for a place to go to have beer. They look in strip malls, they look in downtown areas. They don't necessarily look in an industrial location to go find a place to have a beer.
Because zoning forces these businesses to operate in industrial areas, they're less visible and unable to expand into brew pubs. But problems Bell had to face when opening his brewery won't be an issue for those looking to open similar businesses in Abilene.
To be classified as a brew pub, you have to have a little mini brewery there, but you also have to sell food. And you can't do that in the same zoning districts here in Abilene as we've now got it structured.
And thanks to a movement started by the owner here at Grain Theory Brewery, the Planning and Zoning Commission has officially approved a proposal that would allow breweries just like this one to manufacture and sell both beer and food right here in the center of downtown.
It allows people that had an inkling in their mind at one point in time saying, I could possibly open up a business. When they see some of those roadblocks taken away from them, that may be the spark that they needed to go in and say, hey, I am going to do that.
The proposal now moves on to City Council for approval. In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Jessica Rank, KTAB News.
All right, and the new plan will not affect restaurants that already have small breweries in their restaurant if alcohol sales are less than 50% of its total sales. All right, moving on to our Eye on Dais, Governor Greg Abbott is establishing a committee to support all branches of military in Texas. This committee will look for ways to maintain and enhance military value at installations in the Lone Star State. And one Abilene man was named to the 22-member committee. Sam Vision is a member of the Abilene Chamber of Commerce Military Affairs Committee.
Abilene's an incredible community, as we all know, and Dyess Air Force Base is an unbelievable Air Force base. And so for me to be able to go out there and represent them, it's just it's an unbelievable honor, and I'm thrilled to be involved with it.
Cool. The committee will make a written report of its findings, activities, and recommendations, including legislative recommendations, to the governor and the legislature. The first report is due by December 1st and will contain recommendations for action during the 2019 legislative session. All right, still to come on Big Country Politics, an in-depth interview with State Representative Stan Lambert. We'll be right back with Big Country Politics.